Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair and felt like your knees just weren't quite cooperating the way they used to? Or maybe you've noticed that walking up a few stairs takes a bit more effort, or that carrying groceries seems just a touch heavier than it did a few years ago. You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not powerless. These little shifts in how our bodies feel after 60 are completely normal. But that doesn't mean we just have to accept them without a fight. Think of your strength and mobility like a savings account. The more you put into it, even a little at a time, the more you'll be able to draw from it later. And the good news? It doesn't take hours at the gym or lifting heavy weights to keep your body strong and your independence intact. In fact, some of the most effective movements are simple, safe, and can be done right in your living room. Today, I want to share 5 gentle but powerful exercises that are designed specifically with people over 60 in mind. These movements are inspired by the CDC and other senior wellness experts, and they're focused on helping you move better, stay independent, and feel more confident in your body every single day. Let me tell you a quick story about someone I met not long ago. Her name is Elaine, a bright-spirited woman of 65, who once told me she dreaded the moment every morning when she had to swing her legs over the side of the bed and get up. Her joints felt stiff, her balance wasn't what it used to be, and she was afraid of falling. She even started avoiding walks in her garden, something she used to love, just because it felt unstable. But with a few small changes in her daily routine, including just a handful of targeted movements, everything began to shift. We'll talk more about Elaine in a bit, but first, let's get into the first exercise that made a real difference for her. It's one of the most important movements you can do, and surprisingly, it's something many of us stop practicing without even realizing it. Standing up from a chair without using your hands. Yes, it might sound simple, even silly, but this one movement builds the very muscles you use every day to get out of bed, off the toilet, in and out of the car, and up from the couch. It works your thighs, your hips, your core, and most importantly, it helps train your balance. When Elaine first started, she couldn't do it without pushing off her knees or the armrests, and that's okay. She started by using a sturdy chair and placing a pillow behind her for comfort, gently standing up with support, then lowering herself back down slowly and with control. Over time, she reduced the amount of help she needed, and eventually, she was standing up with nothing but the strength of her own body. That one change made her feel stronger, not just physically, but emotionally too. Now, when Elaine stands up in the morning, she doesn't worry about tipping or needing to grab onto something. It's not just about one movement. It's about confidence. And confidence starts with building the muscles that keep us grounded and steady. The next movement might surprise you, because it doesn't look like much at first glance. But it's one of the best things you can do to protect yourself from one of the biggest concerns we face as we get older: falling. It's something so many people worry about, but few talk about openly. Yet a small adjustment in your routine can make a big difference. Let me ask, when was the last time you stood on one foot? Not as part of an exercise class, not during a fancy stretch, but just balancing. It sounds simple, and yet it's incredibly powerful. Balance tends to fade over time, and it often happens so gradually we barely notice it, until we slip on a rug or lose our footing in the kitchen. That's why practicing balance before it becomes a problem is one of the smartest things you can do. Elaine told me she used to avoid balance exercises because she felt unsteady and embarrassed. But what she didn't realize is that even just standing on one foot for 10 seconds at a time while brushing her teeth or waiting for the microwave was helping her body build the strength and coordination she needed. She started slowly, holding on to the countertop or the back of a chair, 10 seconds on each foot. That's it. And gradually, she got better, more stable, more sure of herself. Before long, she was doing it while talking on the phone, no support needed. You don't have to perform a circus act or stand on a tightrope. Just giving your body a chance to feel what balance is, to test it in small ways, helps strengthen the muscles around your ankles, knees, and hips. And more importantly, it teaches your brain how to respond when things feel a little off. And that brings us to another movement Elaine and I worked on together. One that helps your body stay coordinated, controlled, and upright, especially when you're walking or reaching. It's a gentle version of what's often called a heel-to-toe walk. Basically, it's just walking in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other. If that sounds easy, give it a try. You might be surprised how much focus it takes. Elaine practiced this slowly in her hallway, where she could place her hand on the wall for support. She took about 10 careful steps forward, then turned around and did the same back. The purpose wasn't to walk fast. It was to retrain her body to stay steady and in control. It was like waking up those deep balance muscles that don't get used much in everyday movement. And she actually told me one day, laughing, "I feel like a ballerina in slow motion." But that practice paid off. She told me she felt more sure-footed than she had in years. Each of these movements builds on the next, and together they form a quiet little toolkit, one you can use at home without equipment or a gym membership. And the best part? You can start exactly where you are, at your own pace. Elaine didn't rush. She gave herself grace, and that's something I always encourage. You're not racing anyone. This is about feeling better in your own body, for your own life. Elaine's progress didn't come from trying to do everything at once. It came from consistency, one gentle step at a time. And the next movement she added to her routine might be the most underrated of them all. It's one that helps with posture, core strength, and even breathing. Best of all, you can do it lying down or sitting in a chair. It's something called a pelvic tilt, but I like to just think of it as reconnecting with your center. It begins with simply focusing on your lower back and stomach muscles. When Elaine first tried it, she lay down on her back with her knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and hands resting by her sides. She gently tightened her belly, pressing her lower back slightly into the floor. It was subtle, controlled, and slow. She held for a few seconds, then released. There was no jerking, no pain, just quiet, mindful movement. The reason this matters so much is because these deep muscles, the ones you don't really see in the mirror, are the ones that keep you upright and balanced as you walk, bend, and turn. They protect your spine, support your hips, and even help with digestion and breath. Elaine did a few of these each morning, right after waking up. She told me it helped her feel more connected to her body, like she was waking up from the inside out. Eventually, she started doing them seated as well, just gently pulling in her belly and holding for a few seconds while watching the news or sipping her tea. That's the beauty of these kinds of exercises. They fit into your life. They don't ask for an hour of your time, just a few moments of attention. Now, I want to take a moment and talk about something most people don't think of as exercise, but it absolutely is. It's walking, but not in the way we usually think of it. I'm talking about purposeful walking. Not rushing to the mailbox or grabbing something from the kitchen. I mean setting aside 5 to 10 minutes for slow, steady movement with your arms swinging naturally, your feet landing softly, and your breath guiding your pace. Elaine used to think walking didn't count unless it was fast and sweaty. But that's not true, especially after 60. In fact, walking too fast without good balance and posture can sometimes do more harm than good. So instead, she started what she called her peaceful laps around her home, around her garden, sometimes just pacing the hallway with soft music playing in the background. Walking helps lubricate your joints, gets your heart gently working, and encourages circulation. And when done mindfully, it can even lift your mood. Elaine told me that after just 2 weeks of adding short walks into her day, she noticed her legs didn't feel so heavy in the morning. Her back felt looser. And she found herself smiling more, just because she felt capable again. Every one of these movements, the chair stands, the balance holds, the heel-to-toe walk, the pelvic tilts, and gentle walking. They aren't about working out. They're about working in, strengthening the muscles that help you live the life you want, whether that means gardening, playing with grandkids, cooking your favorite meal, or simply feeling safe on your feet. There's still one more movement I want to share, one that's especially helpful when it comes to keeping your body flexible and your joints comfortable. Elaine was already starting to feel stronger, more confident, but she still struggled with stiffness, especially in the mornings. Her back ached after sitting too long, and her shoulders felt tight after working at her sewing machine or reading in her favorite chair. That's when we added one final movement to her routine. Something small, but incredibly powerful. A gentle upper body stretch with a twist. Now don't worry. We're not talking about anything extreme. Just a simple movement that opens the spine, stretches the chest, and keeps the shoulders mobile. Elaine would sit comfortably at the edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, and slowly turn her upper body to the right, placing her left hand gently on her right knee. She'd hold that twist for a few seconds, then slowly come back to center and repeat on the other side. No bouncing, no forcing, just breathing into the motion. She did this every morning before breakfast, and over time, her spine felt looser, her breathing easier, and her posture improved without even thinking about it. The twist also helped her digestive system, something she was surprised to notice. "It's like my body's waking up again," she said, and that's exactly what it was doing. Reawakening those areas that tighten up over time, gently reminding the muscles and joints that they still have work to do, still have life to live. The beauty of all these movements is that they don't just improve your strength or balance. They restore something deeper, a sense of trust in your body. When you trust your body to carry you safely through the day, everything becomes a little easier. You stand taller, you breathe deeper, you feel more like yourself. And that's what Elaine learned most of all. Not just how to move again, but how to believe in her ability to move. She no longer hesitated when stepping into the garden. She didn't avoid getting down to play with her grandkids or reaching for a book on a higher shelf. Her independence wasn't something she took for granted. It was something she rebuilt, one small movement at a time. If you're sitting there thinking, "Can I really do this too?" I want you to know that yes, you can. You absolutely can. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to begin. A few minutes each day. A little attention to how you sit, how you stand, how you move, and slowly, gently, your body will remember what it means to feel steady, strong, and capable again. Let me leave you with this. Growing older isn't about giving things up. It's about finding new ways to keep what matters most: your freedom, your confidence, your joy. And every small effort you make to strengthen your body is a gift to your future self. So take that first step. Try one of these exercises today. And when you do, be proud of yourself, because choosing to care for your body, even in the simplest of ways, is a powerful act of self-respect. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What movement will you try first? Or what's been helping you feel stronger lately? Be sure to give this video a like if it inspired you, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical ways to stay healthy and independent as you age. You deserve to feel good in your body every single day. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. Here's to living your best life, not just after 60, but for all the years ahead.